What's going on? This is Michelle Farlay of MichelleFarlay.com, and I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday evening. I decided today to get back on my fitness journey and worked out, and it was interesting for sure. So I was a little tired, so I took a shower, and then, typically I try to, make myself presentable to you guys with the makeup, the hair, and the outfits, but today, your girl is exhausted. I threw on some lip gloss, put on some regular in-the-house lounging clothes, and came downstairs to grab my water. And now I'm gonna meet you guys in my office to talk about how to write throw it in the bag product descriptions. What? Yes, let's get started. All right. Forgot to close the door. While I am closing the door, you guys make sure that you have something to write with. So whether that is your iPad, your computer, or a notebook, get that. I'm gonna close the door and I'll be right back. All right, so today I'm sharing with you 10 quick tips on how you can create throw in the bag product descriptions that have your customers coming back time and time again. Here we go. Number one, you need to understand your audience. Who are you writing these product descriptions for? Is it a mom of 3 who lives in the Midwest? Bachelor who's looking to get his first real dining room set? In order to answer those questions, you have to know who they are. You have to know their age, their likes, their dislikes, and then speak to that. Number 2, make sure you're specific. If this is a piece of furniture, say a bedroom set or a dining room set, then you should mention if assembly is required. You should also mention the dimensions, if it comes in various sizes. Anything, does it have to ship separately? So will they expect 1 or 2 shipments? All of that information should be provided to them. Now, maybe you don't want to put that in the first or second paragraph, and maybe you want this under like your feature bullets. That's perfectly fine too, but make sure that it's readable and that your customer knows what to expect. Okay, so number 3, you need to highlight the product's value. Your customer needs to know why they need this product and what's the value of this product. So whether it's an actual legit physical item or it's a service, you have to let them know why they need it and why this is the best product to meet that need. I talked about that in a previous video, is that you're always looking to solve someone's problem. And even if they didn't realize it was a problem, that you're here to help them fix it. For example, you can speak to husbands. Say, husbands, are you tired of tripping over your wife's shoes in the closet? Introducing our new shoe rack holder, guaranteed to have your closet organized and you a peace of mind. It was a little choppy, but you get the idea. The point is that you're speaking to their experience and how this item, this product can help them with their issue. Number 4, use creative language, but try to stay away from cliches. So I know a lot of times, it's a quick go-to to use must-have and must-try and high quality, and then you'll start to see that in all of your descriptions, and then it doesn't seem as authentic. I would always suggest that you try to use adjectives that really speak to what your product does. So for example, I could use something like hair ties. If I just said unique hair ties, you're gonna be like, okay, but what makes it unique? But if I threw in some adjectives and said ouch-free, trust-taming, colorful hair ties, that might pique your interest a little bit more. So number 5 is offer a solution. Now, I've talked about this in a previous video of how you can solve a need of someone and how to, even if it's a problem that they're not even aware they have, how can you solve that need? Hey dads, are you tired of the dad pouch? Well, with our new weight loss system, you can lose, inches and pounds within the next 14 days. Something like that, right? So you've always been like, yes, I would like my pre-dad body back. How can I do that? And then you give them the solutions to get them to purchase so they can get to the result that they want. That's number 5, and we're halfway through. Before we get to the next 5, please consider subscribing right now. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when new videos drop. All right. On to number 6. Okay, number 6, speak to your customers directly. I mentioned this in the previous tip about knowing who your target audience is. So, so if you have made this, if you have created these types of customers that you serve, then you know the things that they'll want. So about like a children's bathroom mat, I would say, oh, this comfortable, cushiony bathroom mat feels great on little feet. That's okay, and that was probably maybe still work. But I changed it up a little bit and actually spoke to that audience. I would say something like, put this durable and colorful bath mat in your child's bathroom, right? So then this is speaking to parents who are looking for a bath mat that's not only comfortable, but it's durable, it can absorb water, all the different pain points that they have with a bathroom for kids. Number 7, hold their attention and make sure it's scannable. So unfortunately, you know, a lot of people don't read all of the instructions, all of the descriptions, and so we have to accommodate for that. And so give as much detail as you possibly can without giving too much detail that they lose interest or lose focus. So my rule of thumb is always like 2 or 3, maybe 4 sentences. Break that up into another 2 or 3 sentences, and then you go right into your features and benefits bullets, and then any disclaimers of other things at the bottom. Number 8, your images must complement your copy, and your copy must complement your images. There is no getting around that. You don't have to be a professional photographer to take really nice photos. It wouldn't hurt if it's in your budget, but if not, just make sure that the images are clear, it's not blurry, there's nothing in the background. This helps your copywriter, or if you are the writer, this will help you create copy because you're basing your words off of the image that you see. So you want to make sure there's anything that is that's included with this product. So if it comes with like accessories, make sure that the copywriter has those accessories, those images of those accessories, and so they can write to the quality of your project based off of what they have. One of the biggest issues is sometimes like people will get a blurred image from the supplier, and no one bothered to take it out of the packaging, and so it's just a poor representation of what the product is, and it won't resonate well with the copywriter when they write the copy, and it probably won't resonate well with the consumer. So number 9 is, when possible, include recommendations. So this can work 2 ways. One way is if you are writing product descriptions space for an athletic sneaker, and this particular brand also has apparel for athletic apparel, then you could cross-recommend some things and say, hey, this tracksuit pairs well with our latest sneaker, such and such and such and such, right? Something like that. Or if you're selling a pair of skinny jeans, you can say, dress this lovely pair up with heels or flats for wherever the day takes you. Something simple like that. Those recommendations will have your consumer saying like, oh yes. Now if it's the same brand that also offers heels or earrings or whatever, they may be more likely to keep shopping and putting more things in their cart. All right, and number 10, I actually say this for last because usually this is like number 1 and people focus on this so much that they forget about the other ingredients to an awesome, amazing, throw it in the bag product description, and that is SEO. So when you're writing your product description, just keep it cool, keep it subtle, keep it professional, keep it fresh. When you use so many keywords in your product descriptions, it turns your customer or potential customer off, as well as Google. And honestly, it hurts the credibility of your store. So be sure just to use keywords, but don't overuse them. Also want to consider being more specific in your product descriptions, and so that you stand out from the crowd. So that's it. Those are my 10 copywriting tips of how you can create throw-it-in-the-bag product descriptions. But don't go anywhere. I'm going to share my screen and go over an example product description with you. And be sure to scroll down to the description of this video where I am linking a checklist for your product descriptions, as well as 2 additional templates to writing your product description. And I want to hear from you. So if you have already begun to write product descriptions, what's your biggest challenge or what's your greatest win? Leave a comment below. And I would love to hear from you. Again, my name is Michelle Farley. This is Copy Maggot TV. Until next time we meet, I wish you peace, blessings, joy, and all that good stuff. Bye. All right, so let's get into it. So this is just one quick example. Again, I'm also leaving examples in the description box below, as well as a checklist for your product description. So if you have additional questions, please feel free to leave a comment or send me a message, and I will be happy to assist you. But let's get started. All right, so we're gonna do a quick breakdown of our product descriptions and all of the main ingredients that we talked about earlier. So this is an example of the Air Force One, and this is for a toddler, school-age boy, sneaker brand, so Air Force One. And I'm not listing the name of the company that sells these particular ones, but you get the idea. Also want to mention too that I did have to black out some of the information. Earlier in the video, I talked about how there's a call to action. So there is a buy now button, as well as they have payment arrangements, like payment installments, 2 or 3 payments here at the bottom. But again, I can't share that information. So, but you get the idea. But there is a call to action. I also want to mention too that if you're working with a larger like e-commerce company, or if you're a e-commerce business yourself, then you already probably have some type of CRM system. So a lot of these fields will be populated. So I am just specifically talking about the copy for the product description, and we're going to get into that in the next slide. All right, so here we are. Again, this will be in your CRM system, your reviews, size, fit, all that stuff. We're just working with this right here. So if you are a copywriter, you would just kind of type this in, maybe in a Word document, maybe an Excel sheet. If you are a owner of a business, then you already know what this looks like. So, and we're just giving a full disclaimer for everyone involved. All right, so in this particular brand, they did have a style guide of how they wanted their product descriptions to go. It wanted to give a little bit of history. They wanted to give a little bit of history, then kind of go into what the shoe offers, what it provides, and etc. Okay. And so there are keywords that are definitely sprinkled about in here, not to the point where it's just like overly done and it just looks tacky. But you definitely, if you type these keywords in, you would definitely get a hit from this product description. All right, so notice the headline, classic and clean. So sticking with their guidelines for telling a little bit of the history of the shoe and the brand of the shoe. Okay, so again, I talk about the iconic style. I'm not going to read this word for word. Again, this you can just rewind the video and look it over. But so I talk about the iconic style. I also mentioned that this shoe is ideal for the playground, for daycare, for going to the park, right? Speaking to a need, speaking to a problem. So if you have an active toddler or active boy, and it seems like every time you buy them a pair of shoes, it doesn't meet their needs, like that kind of speaks to that right now, right? For walking, for running, for kicking, this shoe can withstand all of that. I give a little bit of the 80s retro, as I mentioned, 80s retro sneaker, right? So giving back to the nostalgia of this, that this is not a new shoe, is definitely a classic that doesn't, that is timeless, that doesn't go out of style, but it also offers cushioning and comfort, and it's still related very much so in today's pop culture. So if you are a parent that, you are a parent in the 80s and now you have a small child, then you probably have some type of connection, this nostalgia of how it was in the 80s or early 90s when you had your Air Force Ones and now your child has one, right? So this building community, building relationship, just within a couple of sentences. All right, so the next headline, we talk about cool, comfort, stable strides, right? So I've already told you what this next group of sentences is going to be about, right? I'm giving you more features, or more benefits, I'm sorry. So I'm giving you more benefits. So that's going to be comfortable and that they have some type of security, right? So again, I mentioned the name of the shoe right here. This is a keyword that a lot of people will type in to see in their Google searches, and that will pop up. So I talk about keeping toes comfortable, and it's breathable, the cushioning lining, that the rubber outsoles is very important to parents, because with rubber, we know if it has a rubber outsole that it has stability, it has traction, and that it's stable. And so that's really important for people, especially you have I have a toddler and they can be a little clumsy. So you want something that has some type of traction for them that keeps their ankles and their feet secure. All right. Now we get to the last heading, and this is all about features. You typically, for this type of brand, 3 or 4 bullets is sufficient. When you get into like adult men's shoes or adult women's shoes, you'll probably have more bullets here. And again, it goes back to your client's brand style of what they want. We talk about traditional lacing system. So some people don't prefer laces over Velcro, so that's an important thing to know. Again, talking about the ventilation and how that's important for little toes. So in the air sole, this is a trademark for this shoe, so no one else can use this type of technology. So that's important too, and so we know that the air sole is for cushioning and for comfort. Again, we talk about the rubber outsole that helps with traction and durability. And I also threw in here the signature circular tread. And because for those people who are sneakerheads or people who are, Nike fans, they know that this proves this is another staple of the authenticity of this brand, is having that circular tread at the bottom of the shoe, right? So, and notice how you give a lot of information. The first paragraph has 3 sentences, the second paragraph has 2, and then you go right into your features.